Hello and welcome to Wolfman Gaming. This is my Callisto Protocol Final Transmission DLC walkthrough. And this is episode 2, which I have named This Isn't About Escape. Because that is a trophy that we will be unlocking in this episode. And before we do anything else, make sure you have your shotgun equipped, because we have a slug hiding in behind this door or a pod. So as soon as you open it, immediately whip out your shotgun and blow him to kingdom come. He is there to snipe you, trying to make your life miserable, but knowing what we know, we make sure to snipe him first. And as I said, we are now in what remains of the shoe, and this place has really gone to hell in a handbasket. This game is very focused on body horror, and now the entire environment decided to join in. And when you get down to this place, there is a spitter behind that door. Do not try to go down there, because what you can't see at this point is that the floor right in front of that door is missing. There's a hole down to the level beneath. So if you try to run down and like go into a melee combat with that spitter, the joke is on you, because you will fall into a trap. Or not as much a trap as, yes, as I said, the floor below. But we are heading down here either way. And navigating these corridors down here, this is actually something that is a little bit embarrassing that I'm gonna tell you about right now. When I played through this DLC the first time, I got very lost down here. There are not many paths to choose, there is just one correct path, but I got lost because I couldn't find where I was supposed to go. And I blame it a little bit on this place being really, for lack of a better word, muddy. Like the biophage mass has grown over everything. By the way, quick note here, there is a blind one in the wall straight in front of us. This is another trap moment, but first thing you want to do here is start swinging, so we kill this blind one. As soon as you do your first swing, you trigger him. And this is very sneaky. I fell into this trap the first time. Over in the corridor to the left, behind this corner, you will see a blind one with his back turned towards you, set up for a kill. And that is because there is a pod in there in the corner. So the first time I played this, I came in here, I walked straight past that first blind one in the wall, completely oblivious of his existence. Don't know why, I just missed him. And turned that corner and saw another blind one standing down in the corridor. I was like, oh, your ass is grass, man. And obvious trap is obvious. It's one of those moments. And I walked straight into it, because halfway down the corridor, of course the pod in the corner behind me triggered. So I got attacked by that grappling slug, or whatever you want to call them. And of course the havoc that wreaked, of course triggered the blind ones. So I had two blind ones chasing me. Things got quite hectic. I started running back to like get my bearings straight, and walked straight into the waiting arms of that guy hiding in the wall. So I must say I tip my hat to the developers of this game, because they laid out the bait and I swallowed it hook, line and fucking sinker. But the good thing is I did that so you don't have to. And now we're gonna have another little throwback to the main game. In the main game there were two secret rooms you could find to unlock a trophy and find out the secret of Gallipoli or something like that. Something about this place. And this is one of those rooms. Jacob says he remembers this room. It feels familiar. Make sure you crouch going in here because we have one of these blind ones. And blind ones, as we know from the main game, are super easy. Just sneak up behind them, stab them. If they engage, just kick their ass. Very simple. In here is also data drive free. I accidentally picked that one up. And as I've said, you all know this, probably, that I don't like collectibles, so it actually bothered me a bit that I picked it up out of sheer reflex. But either way, it's good, it's there. If you're going for the collectible trophy, might as well pick that up while we're in here. Why not? And looking at this video now, I start wondering why I didn't trim out the crawling through that little tunnel, because that could count as a vent, I would say. So I trimmed out all the vents except for the trap sequences of them, but didn't trim out that part. But either way, as you can see, this place, even now, watching this video, I think this place is quite disorienting. And when I played, I got up to this point, like so far so good, and now we're gonna make a hard right in here. Still no problems, but going from this point where I come in now to find out where I was supposed to head next, I spent, not gonna lie, I think I actually spent over an hour. It was not my proudest gaming moment. I can tell you that. But to me, I don't know, I was tired and all the corridors looked the same, and yeah. Either way, we go into this little room and we pick up this gate fuse. There is no need to put it in that door because I don't know why that door is there, because it only opens up so you can reach this place from the other side. But we're gonna go into this room. There are 3 enemies in here lying on the ground pretending to be dead. So make sure you use your grip glove. There is one, I think another one is, the other 2 are over to the right, I think. One of them is a fat boy. There we have him. And we just pick them up, throw them into the walls. If you find any spikes, throw them into that. It's always satisfying, even though I've killed so many enemies using the grip glove and the spikes, never get tired of it. And the main reason why you may want to go into this room is in the corner to the right by the broken down robot. There is data drive number 4 if you want to pick that up if you're going for the collectibles. See it right there. So you can pick that up and we will head on our merry way. And this is the part that got me confused the first time. What you're supposed to do is head left here. I went into this door and all I saw was a locked door. But the thing is, what we are supposed to do is head back out and continue over to the right. You make a left and then you make a right. This is where you're supposed to go. This is the corridor that took me a fucking hour to find. First time going through here. Embarrassing. But either way, you live, you learn, you bleed in the process. And the first thing we are gonna do here is head in here to the right and make sure you crouch because we have a blind one in here. Standing with his back towards us very conveniently, so we just stab him quickly, put him out of his misery, and loot through the chest that's in the corner. You can just ignore that door to the right because that is the back end of the locked door in the corridor where I went in. So all you can do there is backtrack. So just skip this one. Instead, we're gonna head across this corridor and we're gonna use the gate fuse. Cause it's puzzle time. Simplest puzzle in the entire game. Pull switch number 2 and 5. There are 6 of them. So number 2, starting left to right, and number 5. done. If you mess up, accidentally pull either 1, 3, 4 or 6. Just to the left when you walk into the room there is a reset switch. And just pull lever 2 and 5. I don't know what I think about that puzzle. I think it is a little bit uninspired. Because I went in there. Also one of those, first time I went in there I was like, ooh, this puzzle could be fun. And then I realized, no, you just pull 2 switches and you're done. Feels a bit unnecessary. But either way, now this is, I must say I admire Jacob's tenacity and his will to live, because going through these corridors and heading down into this nasty ass water. And it wouldn't surprise me, even though this water does contain some biophages, so we're gonna proceed with caution. And it wouldn't surprise me if this water is here due to like leaking waistlines or something, so we're probably walking around in sewage, like we did in the main game in I forget which chapter it is. It's like chapter 4 or something? Maybe? We walk around down in the sewers. Can't remember. Either way. We just move slowly and carefully, pick up enemies, throw them into the wall, shoot them, kick their ass. Whatever floats your goat. So we can continue onwards. And always, as always, make sure to bash all the corpses. So we do the pickup. And loot, for anyone new to this that haven't played the main game and just came here for the DLC. The loot system in this game works as this. Anyone who's followed my walkthrough for the main game knows this, so you can just ignore what I'm saying right now. But this game has a loot system that works dynamically, and the game gives you what the game feels that you need. If you're low on ammo, the game will most likely give you ammo. If you're low on health, you will most likely get health. If you're stocked on both health and ammo, the game will mostly yield you credits when you stomp corpses. And credits of course can be used in the shops and be turned into either upgrades or buy new weapons. There are few schematics for tactical pistol, the skunk gun and the assault rifle. Also, I can tell you this, having played, as I said, on my first playthrough of this DLC, I went in fresh. Like, no, I don't want to use my beaten game save file. Instead, I'm going in from a fresh save file. Then the schematics show up in the DLC as well, so you can pick them up if you haven't played the main game. So you will still have access to those weapons. And now it is trophy time. Because also there is data drive number 5. 5 out of 8. But we're gonna go through this corridor. And we're gonna follow this corridor. The game will try to tell you in every way it can to turn around and walk back. You can do that. If you want to progress the game, do so. Just make a 180 turn and go back. But if you want this isn't about escape trophy, follow the path I'm going. And I've sped this up. I think now you're watching this game in 3 times normal speed. Because you have to run here for quite some time. I think this takes like 3 or 4 minutes in real time. You may feel that I must have done something wrong. No, you haven't. You just have to run a lot further than you would actually think that you would have to. And that is why I think it counts as a hidden trophy. And every lap you make around these corridors is quite fun because you see everything getting more and more dilapidated. But when you have run enough laps, you will come into this room, you will see a gate fuse on the table, and make sure to pick that gate fuse up. And also the door to proceed will be locked. So now we start heading backwards. And on the right wall, in a little while, there will be a fuse box where you can put in the gate fuse. I think it's over here. Yes, right here to the right. So we put in the gate fuse and open this door and run towards the end of this walkway. And we will go into a little cutscene. Like so. And there goes the trophy. This isn't about escape. And now we can continue onwards or backwards, depending on how you look at it. Onwards, backwards, either way. We're gonna start backtracking. Positive thing now is that we don't have to run as far this time. You don't have to run all those laps back, because that would be a little bit disheartening, I think. But when we start getting back towards the beginning, I think actually I missed some loot there. It looked like there were some things you could pick up. So make sure to check that before you continue onwards. But then we come back to this place and we're gonna head down a ladder that is over here to the left.
Some strange shit happened back there.
Like so. And I want to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again in my next video. So until next time, this is the Wolfman signing off.